Breaking. Welcome to today's news. Here is the headlines. A recipe for disaster. Ohanaeze Youth Council sounds alarm on radicalizing youth. A recipe for disaster. Ohanaeze Youth Council sounds alarm on radicalizing youth. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news, and please do ensure you like, subscribe and share. Now the details. The prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has stirred significant unrest in Nigeria, particularly among the youth. The Ohanaeze Youth Council, OIC, a prominent youth wing of the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, has voiced severe concerns regarding the implications of Kanu's continued incarceration. The OIC warns that this situation could potentially radicalize a generation of young Nigerians, exacerbating the already volatile socio-political climate. Nnamdi Kanu, a controversial figure, has been a polarizing force in Nigeria. His advocacy for Biafran independence has resonated deeply with many in the southeastern region who feel marginalized by the federal government. Kanu's arrest and detention have only amplified this sentiment, fueling anger and disillusionment among his supporters. The OIC emphasizes that the youth, already facing unemployment, lack of opportunities, and socio-economic challenges, are particularly susceptible to radicalization under such circumstances. The Ohanaeze Youth Council's alarm is not unfounded. Historically, political disenfranchisement and economic deprivation have been fertile ground for radical movement. The Nigerian government's hardline approach, characterized by Kanu's arrest and subsequent detention, may inadvertently validate the grievances of these young people. Instead of quelling dissent, this could lead to an increase in militant activities and a broader insurgency movement. OIC advocates for a more conciliatory approach, urging dialogue and political solutions over force. They argue that addressing the root causes of discontent, such as systematic inequality, lack of representation, and economic marginalization, could prevent further escalation. The council suggests that Kanu's detention might serve as a catalyst for youth radicalization, potentially leading to a scenario where militancy becomes a viable option for expressing frustration and seeking justice. In conclusion, the OYC's warning highlights a critical juncture in Nigerians' handling of separatist movement and youth disenfranchisement. The government's response to Kanu's detention could either mitigate or exacerbate the situation. A shift towards inclusive dialogue and addressing underlying issues could pave the way for lasting peace and stability. The prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has stirred significant unrest in Nigeria, particularly among the youth. The Ohanaeze Youth Council, OYC, a prominent youth wing of the Apex Igbo socio-cultural organization, has voiced severe concerns regarding the implications of Kanu's continued incarceration. The OYC warns that this situation could potentially radicalize a generation of young Nigerians, exacerbating the already volatile socio-political climate. Nnamdi Kanu, a controversial figure, has been a polarizing force in Nigeria. His advocacy for Biafran independence has resonated deeply with many in the southeastern region who feel marginalized by the federal government. To my dear listeners,